This is the story of an unprecedented legal gamble by Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who has asked for a presidential pardon before his corruption trial concludes. In this explainer, we break down what Netanyahu is accused of, why he is seeking clemency now, how the Israeli legal system will deal with this extraordinary appeal, and what this means for a country already facing immense internal and external stress. Netanyahu's legal team has formally approached President Isaac Herzog, seeking clemency while criminal proceedings are still ongoing, a move legal experts say is almost entirely unprecedented in Israel's history. Netanyahu supported this submission through a short Likud video, asking Israelis to back the pardon for the good of the country, even as he refused to acknowledge any wrongdoing. Netanyahu says court appearances 3 times a week during wartime make it impossible to perform his duties as prime minister, at a time when Israel faces intense national security pressures. He insists the legal process would eventually clear him, but claims the current schedule amounts to an impossible demand, not placed on any other Israeli citizen.
אזרחי ישראל היקרים, פעם אחר פעם נבחרתי בבחירות דמוקרטיות.
Dear citizens of Israel, time and again I was elected in democratic election and received your trust to continue to rule as the Prime Minister of Israel, to, first and foremost, allow me to realize these historic goals. For these reasons, my lawyers filed today a pardon request to the state's president. I expect that anyone who wishes for the good of the country support this step. My personal interest was and still is to continue with the legal process to its end until a full acquittal in all charges. But the security and political reality, the national interest, those demand otherwise. The state of Israel faces great challenges alongside great opportunities. In order to push away the threats and realize the opportunities, a national unity is required. The continuation of the trial is tearing us apart from the inside, is stirring heated controversies, intensifies rifts. I am sure, like many others among the people, that the immediate end of the trial will help a lot in lowering the flames and in promoting a wide reconciliation that our country needs so much.
שסיום מיידי של המשפט יסייע רבות להנמיך את הלהבות ולקדם פיוס רחב שהמדינה שלנו כל כך זקוקה לו.
Netanyahu is facing 3 major corruption cases. Case 1000, accepting luxury gifts from wealthy businessmen. Case 2000, allegedly negotiating preferential media coverage. Case 4000, providing regulatory benefits to a telecom company in exchange for support. He has rejected every allegation as part of a long-running political campaign orchestrated to remove him from power. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Herzog to pardon Netanyahu, calling the proceedings a political, unjustified prosecution. Netanyahu's allies, including Defense Minister Israel Katz and far-right ministers Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich, have echoed support, arguing the charges should be dismissed. Opposition figures warn that Netanyahu is asking for a separate legal system for himself. Yair Lapid says no pardon should even be considered unless Netanyahu admits guilt, expresses remorse, and immediately exits political life.
אני קורא מפה לנשיא הרצוג.
From here I call on President Herzog. You cannot pardon him without an admission of guilt, an expression of remorse, and an immediate retirement from the political life.
Legal scholars say granting clemency mid-trial risks permanently damaging public trust in Israel's democratic institutions. Herzog has transferred the request to the Justice Ministry's Pardons Department, which will collect expert opinions, submit them to the president's legal advisor, and then issue a formal recommendation. The president has the authority to accept or reject the plea, although historically he gives weight to legal advice. A crucial point: even if the pardon is granted, the trial does not automatically stop, because only the Attorney General has the power to suspend prosecution. Netanyahu is Israel's longest-serving prime minister, now governing during the Gaza war, the deadliest day for Jews since the Holocaust, while Israel simultaneously confronts Hezbollah on the Lebanon border and tensions with Iran. But critics highlight his earlier attempts to weaken judicial checks in 2023 and again in 2025, arguing the pardon request is part of a broader struggle over who controls power in Israeli democracy. Israel now faces a defining decision. Will its legal system enforce accountability even at the highest levels, or will Netanyahu escape a verdict entirely? The review could take weeks or months, and its impact will be felt for years. We will continue to track this story closely. For verified updates, in-depth context, and more explainers like this, subscribe to the Indian Express on YouTube.